Can you hurry up, please?
Yo, actually, we're live on air right now. So, great introduction. My name is TP, real name Terry, and Javier on the other line. Speak up, man. Say something.
Hello, I'm Javier.
All right, so yeah, man, we're gonna start doing more like weekly sessions. You know what I'm saying? Just quick little conversations with y'all, quick little dialogue. You know what I'm saying, to build some depth to what we're doing, so y'all can get more of an insight to how we think and more of the logic behind what we're doing with the whole Black Package thing, instead of just being travel and going to cool places and taking nice vacations and things like that. We really want to dig deeper and add some more context to what all we got going on, and then also to be able to give some commentary on um, just more current events and things of that nature. So yeah, this our first session. I actually had a name for what we was gonna call it, but I forgot it. So next week I'll be able to introduce it a little bit cooler. But yeah, so we come up with a couple questions, you know what I'm saying, just to introduce ourselves and just give y'all some background on how this whole thing started. So as Javier told y'all, he's Javier. You got anything else you want to say to your introduction?
No, not really. I think I'll just be able to speak more once we get into what the topic is.
For sure. How did BlackPackas come about?
Um, I think BlackPackers came about between Javier, Wallace, and Terry Peden, that met in an international space in Panama and kind of put their travel experiences together to be able to offer something different to the public, but more so being able to share experiences as Black males outside the context of the United States, using travel as a tool to be able to navigate their experiences and spaces.
Should I agree with you? That is how we started. He said it real eloquently. But yeah, that's how we started. Javier had been living in Panama. I moved to Panama. And you know what I'm saying, he just showed me a lot of game, showed me a lot of different ins and outs about the culture. And eventually we ended up working together. And we used to commute back and forth from work every day. Pretty much like what you see, me talking a lot of shit, him not want to hear that shit. So it's pretty
Well, I
pretty
think it's important to mention that I also hired him.
okay. So you see, the guy hired me. And yeah, just through our conversations and dialogues and you know what I'm saying, just being homeboys and just experiencing, you like, we're both from Texas. He's from Austin. I'm from Houston. And his story and relationship to Panama is a little bit different from mine, but um yeah, it's just from that building, you know what I'm saying, out of a friendship and just our everyday dialogues and conversation. I feel like we felt like that's something that needed to be shared with more with more young, specifically young Black men. We felt like it was kind of a void in the whole like Black travel thing, as far as like connecting to more like-minded young Black men. Um, so that's cool. First question, and then second question. So asking you, Javier, what are your what are your goals for the movement, um, personally, and maybe as a bigger whole? What are your goals for the Black Packers movement?
My goal for the Black Packers movement, my goal for myself personally, is to really be the best Javier that I can be. And what I mean by that is being able to educate myself to the point where I'm able to enter into any space and respectfully enter into any space and hopefully to gain an understanding of that space and the people that occupy that space, to be able to enhance myself as a person, but more so enhancing myself as a person, being able to take those experiences and take that information and knowledge from these other spaces and share it with people who have a similar background from me, that come from a space that I'm come from, to in return to pass on that information, to hope that they'll become a better person and they'll be able to step out outside the box and step out their side of their comfort zone, to be able to learn something about themselves and be able to move forward and create and dream and do something bigger than society has ever allowed for them to do within the context it has presented them as. And I say that more in particular to Afro descendant males, both in the United States and outside the United States. Currently, where I live in Panama, and just being able to be a force and using Blackpackers as a tool and a platform to reach these different communities, reach these different groups, and allow me to be the best person I can be, to manifest that and to lead other people to path of self-actualization and seeing themselves in another context.
Hell of a goddamn answer, man. It's a hell of an answer. I really agree with and I have the same motivation as Javier, like more or less with the last part of what he was saying as far as using BlackPackas as a platform. In that I'm about to go back to school, so I'm about to be back in the campus type mentality and setting. And I definitely want to use the base that we're able to build and the just kind of like the theme of what BlackPackas is, to be able to pitch and to get more foreign exchange and study abroad programs set up between HBCUs and international schools, and just set up more connections and build more bridges that I can between African American people in the United States and the diaspora abroad, Afro-descendant people all throughout the Americas and throughout Africa. So that's definitely one of them. Yeah, is to do that in a real way and just build something that's cool. I feel like our generation and our age group of young Black men, like, we dictate so much of what is cool and what's kind of like the culture of the time. And I feel like this is with travel, like, it should become more something, and I'd like to see it become something more that's normalized and like I've met people from like Israel, or people from Korea, or from other parts of the world, where they kind of all take a time to go travel the world, or people from just other parts of Europe in general that take the time to just, okay, I finished school, I finished whatever phase I'm in life, I'm just going to take 2 or 3 months and just go backpack around and just go travel and kind of do things a different way. So I definitely just want to make that something that's more of an option and more of a norm of something that we're doing just as young Black folks, like taking that time to really travel the world and expanding our boundaries and just perspective, worldview, everything. Last question. So what should we be looking out from you and from BlackPackas in general in the future?
What the public, if you will, could be expected from Javier in the future is definitely something I think that I've been fortunate enough and blessed enough to be able to, again, be able to, as Terry as well, to be able to further my education to the point where I was being start doctoral study, hopefully with the intention and focus to focus on Afro descendants outside the United States, in Latin America, and their motivation and participation in sport, and just how it affects their educational opportunities and outcomes. And definitely within that, not just keeping it from my ivory tower post of being able to do some research, but actually being able to put myself in a position to be able to realistically affect lives, and not only affect lives, but get into contact with other people to keep expanding my mind frame, expanding my knowledge base personally, and from BlackPackers. I mean, what you can expect from me from BlackPackers on this new experience, on this journey that I'm going on, to definitely take anybody who's following along on this journey, to experience it while I experience it, to experience it while we experience it, in the hopes that it will be something that you will hear, something that you will see, something that will touch your heart or motivate you to move, to do something that you wouldn't normally do, or that you wouldn't have never thought about, or never thought that you were able to do it. So my expectations of what you can see from me in the future, besides me taking the steps to improve myself, is allowing myself to encourage other people to improve themselves and follow along through the travels, follow along through everything that comes along with the stories and just the overall movement itself. And so I think expecting from me in the future is my journey to come as these PhD studies continue, and for everybody who's tuned in to go along, and hopefully for them to take something away that encourages them to move.
You did. So, and my answer to the question to what to look out for, what to look out from us in the future. Yeah, I'm about to go to, like I said, I'm about to go to law school. Javier finna go to school, so really just getting these college kids and young people really engaged. I'm gonna be at a HBCU, so directly getting more young Black folks traveling and just planting that seed in people's minds, and in their interest, and just making that more something that's realistic and very attainable instead of something that might be far fetched or seem too like adventurous when it's really not even all of that. And then yeah, man. So with the site, we're just building it. I'd like to see this thing grow to something a lot bigger. It's gonna take people's support and it's gonna take contribution. So we definitely want to get more people involved with the site, as far as like young people who, if you pay attention to our videos, you see what we're doing, you maybe check out our articles and just see like really where's our focus. You know what I'm saying? If you mirror that, if you match it, like send us your stuff, send us your videos, send us links, whatever, so we can make it something bigger. Because my vision of it is to have it be a real collective movement where it could be like a conglomerate of people, a conglomerate of young Black international people, who all have our own special facets and abilities and connections to different places. But then again, we could all still come together and really build something that's larger than just one or two people. So that right there. So yeah, keep supporting the YouTube. If you don't already, follow us on Instagram. And then July 15th through the 23rd, we got our first official BlackPackas group trip. Don't worry though, Javier been doing the trips for a minute, so he's a pro with the whole thing. But we're gonna have our inaugural BlackPackas Roots and Culture tour, Roots and Culture trip to Panama, various locations in the city. We'll actually speak on that real soon, probably in the next couple of weeks, to give you details and give you the rundown. But you can find the details and everything, again, July 15th through the 23rd. All the details on our website, www.BlackPackas.com, BlackPackas. Anything else, man?
Just additional plug. Definitely hope anybody who has opportunity and the resources to be able to come join us on the BlackPackas Roots and Culture trip to Panama will definitely do so. I honestly feel it's going to be a great experience. It's definitely going to be something that is not like your normal curated group trip, but this opportunity to really get to know some dope places, get to know some dope people, and experience from a local level. And really getting out there to see some things different and have a way to really interact with community members here on the ground, in the hopes that something will be something you'll see, something you'll experience will encourage you or motivate you again to do something that you normally wouldn't do, and something that will push you to reflect about your life and reflect and encourage you to do something you normally wouldn't do. I think that's going to be the whole. That's the motivation. And I'm hopeful that we'll be able to present that type of opportunity with everybody, and definitely so thankful and grateful for everybody who has stopped by the Instagram, Facebook, and the website, especially who has read an article, who's thought about contributing, who has reached out. We're very hopeful and grateful, hopeful that you'll continue to support us and keep the movement going.
Yeah, man. That's all I got. That's all I got for him. Till next week, y'all. Peace. Appreciate it.